Okay, hey guys, it's me, Will. Um, Vlogging from a different perspective, um, camera angle. I'm on my bed right now and have my phone propped up against, actually my old phone propped up against my pillow, and I'm on my bed, just different angle. Um, just trying something new. So, anyways. In my last video, I was going to review my iPhone 12. Well, things have changed. Um, Within one day, I was having so many issues with the iPhone 12. Um, it wasn't letting me, I would have to log completely out of apps and re-log in order to continue watching, streaming shows and stuff like that. And I was getting very frustrated with it. So I, in turn, took that phone back to T-Mobile where I got it. And, and, the sales associate was trying to sell me on keeping the iPhone, but I was like, you can quit your sales pitch because I'm not satisfied at all. So I gave the phone back and I got a LG V60 phone, 5G, and it's an awesome phone. Now, LG is not sponsoring me, neither is T-Mobile. I've been with T-Mobile. We have a family plan, a military plan, because my dad was in the military for basically forever. He's been to Nam. He volunteered to stay longer in Vietnam. He got out, did some other jobs, was an LA police officer for a while, hated it, went back to school, did some odd jobs, tried to sell cars at one point, but got fired because he's not a salesman. And then right before I was born, he got back into the military, and which was a good thing because when I was born not healthy. I was born with 3 holes in my heart and I needed surgery, and my parents only had to come up with about $500 to pay, and the Army paid the rest for my surgery, like over $30,000. Because if my parents had to pay for it themselves, I wouldn't be here right now. So, and my parents went through before my mom got pregnant with me, she was pregnant the year before and had a miscarriage. So if they lost me, that would be 2 babies in a row, and I don't know if my parents would have recovered. So, and my brother John, he's the oldest. Him and his wife lost their first baby, Liam. And he was born, but the cord got wrapped around his neck and he lost oxygen. And the nursing staff was not paying attention, so they're at fault. My brother and sister-in-law could have sued and really cleaned up, but they decided not to. Anyways, to get off that sad note, and that rant, that tangent. um, I'm going to review the LG V60. I am currently recording on my old LG phone, the LG G7 Thin Q. This is an LG V60 Thin Q. It's a little bit bigger than the G7 in length. Width is about the same. And it opens up on to this screen right here. And as you can see my baby, Charlie. And you can swipe, and there's some of the apps. You can't really see that well. There we go. There's like an app called Tubi, Tubi. It's an awesome app. You should get it. Again, nobody is sponsoring me. None of these things are sponsoring me, but Tubi, Tubi, it's all lowercase. It's an awesome app where you can stream. It's another streaming app where you can stream. They have the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. They have the new Scooby-Doo Mysteries. Those are the only 2 Scooby-Doo shows that they have currently. Let me double check that. Yep, only 2. And let's see. Let me get back to that page. Okay, when you open up the app, it usually shows this line called recommended. It's usually shows and movies that they think that they recommend you watch. There's Garfield and Friends, but when you click on it, it's not the regular show you think it is. It's all the specials, like the TV specials, like a Garfield Christmas, a Garfield Thanksgiving, Garfield Gets a Life, Garfield Goes Hollywood, Garfield and His 9 Lives, Garfield in Paradise, Garfield in the Rough, Garfield's Babes and Bullets, Garfield's Feline Fantasies, Here Comes Garfield, Garfield on the Town, Garfield's Halloween Adventure. And that is, they say, is season 1, but it's pretty much all the TV specials, which is awesome. And what's really cool about this phone is that to get back, you just slide from the side. On my old phone, they have an arrow, a circle, and a square, where the arrow is the back arrow, the circle takes you back to your home page, or whatever page you were on, whatever screen you were on. They have shows like Popeye. They have the classic show Alf. All 4 seasons. They have Pebbles and Bam Bam Show. They have Archie's Weird Mysteries. The Addams Family. But it's not the 90s version of the Addams Family. It's the 1970s Addams Family. They have Inspector Gadget. And let's just see how many episodes. They have 20 episodes. And I know that's probably not all the episodes, but you at least get 20. They have movies like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. They have Stuart Little 2. They have Rock Dog. They have Pound Puppies. It's not the classic Pound Puppies. It's more updated. They have Rankin and Bass special called Jack Frost. Shaun the Sheep movie. The Little Bear movie, if you remember Little Bear from growing up. Anyways, this is basically the app Tubi. To get to more apps, I'll show you. You slide up and you have more apps. Some apps I'm going to be reviewing for you. One of them is a paid for, you have to pay like $5 a month, but it's called Boomerang, and it has so many different shows on there, so many different characters. Like they have Tom and Jerry, Adam Ant, Baby Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, Bunnicula, Camp Lazlo, Captain Caveman, Care Bears. Not the classic Care Bears, but a more updated Care Bears. Codename Kids Next Door, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Daffy Duck, Droopy, Dorothy. It's a show about Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. The Flintstones. When you click on Fred Flintstone, they have The Flintstones, The New Fred and Barney Show, Flintstone Frolics, Cave Kids, Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels, The Flintstone Kids, and The Pebbles and Bam Bam Show. When you slide over from the left, it shows the movies, and it shows a bunch of movies. Let's see, there's also Foghorn Leghorn, Garfield. This is where Garfield and Friends, the actual show, is. I haven't found it on any other streaming app, but it's all the episodes. And what's best about the app Boomerang is that when you're watching a show and it goes through the end credits, it automatically goes to the very next episode. So it plays the next episode automatically, which is great. I recently found that out. I've had this app for off and on for a couple of years now. A year and a half, 2 years now. And I just discovered that, which is awesome. They have My Gym Partner's a Monkey, Huckleberry Hound, The Jetsons, Johnny Quest, Josie and the Pussycats, Juniper Lee, Looney Tunes, McGill Gorilla, MGM Cartoons. There's another one, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's spelled Monchhichis. I don't know how to pronounce that. They have Popeye. They have Richie Rich, Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, Scooby-Doo. They have pretty much all the Scooby-Doo shows. They have the new one, Scooby-Doo and Guess Who? The classic, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? A newer one, well, not a newer one, but from a few years ago, Be Cool, Scooby-Doo. That is one of the best Scooby-Doo shows, in my opinion, because how the animation is very different, how they drawn Scooby-Doo, Fred, Velma, Daphne, and Shaggy. They really drew them very differently, more current, and they made Daphne the comedy relief, which is pretty cool. In the first episode, she always brings something to the show each episode. The very first episode, she decides to make and bring puppets of her friends and of Scooby, and the completely, where it's just going to get in the way, and it's just hilarious. Okay. They have Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. They have Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue, and that one only includes Shaggy and, of course, Scooby-Doo, and it's definitely drawn differently. I haven't really watched a lot of it, but apparently Shaggy's uncle is extremely rich, and he leaves, he's going somewhere, and he basically leaves his mansion and his fortune to Shaggy, and they basically they have to fight this evil guy named Phineas Fines, and whenever Scooby-Doo gets an experimental Scooby snack, he changes from like really, really, really small to who knows what. You don't know until he has that Scooby snack in each episode. They have the new Scooby-Doo Mysteries. Now, with the new Scooby-Doo Mysteries on this app, it's some of them, they are very short, where they find the mystery within 11 to 12 minutes, and of course it starts with the title sequence, but it also but on Tubi, watch it. I recommend watching it on Tubi because it automatically it has two separate mysteries, and it begins with Scooby's birthday, and it's two different parts. So I recommend you watch it on Tubi and not unless you want to be having to go through the title sequence and everything else, because it takes a little bit longer. They have Scooby's All-Star Laugh Olympics. I haven't watched much of this, but it has a bunch of other Hanna-Barbera characters like Yogi Bear. Let's see here. They have Yogi Bear, Huckleberry Hound, Yogi Bear and Boo Boo. You get what I'm saying. They are they're in an Olympics, and they do certain Olympic events, and whoever wins, it could be Scooby's team, it could be Yogi's team, it could be, the villain's team, who knows, but of course the villains always cheat, and sometimes it doesn't work out for them, but, what do you expect from villains? The next one is the Scooby-Doo Show. Now, that's an older show from like the 1970s, I believe, and it deals with it's half-hour shows, deals with different ghosts and, monsters and, basically Scooby-Doo. The Scooby-Doo formula for this. There is 40 episodes. 40. 40. They're all really good. They're a ton of fun. And I super enjoy it. They have the new Scooby-Doo movies, but here they only have 15. of the original 17, but there's also more where they don't have all of them. There are some that deal with, now they usually end up meeting celebrities like the Three Stooges, Don Knotts, Dick Van Dyke, and Batman and Robin, but this is the old Batman and Robin from like the 1960s to early 70s. What's his name? Jonathan Winters, Laurel and Hardy, the Harlem Globetrotters. You get what I'm saying. But on this app, there's only 15 of them, of the movies, and they're about 45 minutes long. 40 to 45 minutes long. So, if you are in the mood for movies, classic movies, go for it. They have a pup named Scooby-Doo. Now, I love this show. It's basically the Scooby Gang who are younger. They're basically middle school age, like 12, 13 years old. And of course, Scooby's a puppy. And they solve mysteries in and around Coolsville, their city where they live. Now, the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo is next. And this is basically about a chest full of the world's most dangerous, meanest, evilest ghosts in the history of evil. And they need mortals, people who are alive, to open the chest. Now, of course, who do you think they get to open the chest? Shaggy and Scooby. So they spend, now it's Shaggy, Scooby, Daphne, and Scrappy-Doo. And they also have a newcomer named Flim Flam, a little boy who is basically a hustler. And there's only 13 episodes because there's only 13 ghosts, and it's an okay show. Next is Scooby and Scrappy-Doo. Now this one is a little different because there's only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, there's about 12 to 13 actual episodes involving the entire Scooby Gang, and then there are a lot that are just involving Scrappy, Scooby, and Shaggy. And it comes with volumes. Right here, volumes. And there's 11 volumes. So it's basically then it goes into segments where it's about 11 minutes long, 11 to 12 minutes long, and that's the episode. And then it goes on to another 11 to 12 minutes long segment, little episode. And there are tons of movies on here. There's Scooby-Doo and the Legend of the Vampire, Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King, Scooby-Doo Mask of the Blue Falcon, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, so on and so forth. There's a ton of movies. There's one that's Scooby-Doo's Adventures in the Mystery Map that is done with puppets, which is really awesome. So they have this app chocked full of Scooby-Doo. If you're a Scooby fan, get the app because you're going to enjoy it. Again, nobody is sponsoring me. I'm just reviewing. And also reviewing this phone. They have the Smurfs. They have Sylvester and Tweety. They have Tom and Jerry. They have Top Cat, Wacky Races, Yogi Bear, and tons of movies, tons of cartoons, tons of really fun stuff. And that's the app Boomerang. It's $4.99 a month, and it's a great app to have, and it's worth every penny. I swear, it's worth every penny. Then, of course, you have Disney Plus. And Disney Plus has pretty much a buttload of different shows, movies, shorts, live action stuff. And there's a brand new Pixar movie called Soul. I haven't seen it yet, but it's supposed to be like one of those movies that comes out in theaters. But since we are in the midst of a pandemic still, they streamed it on Disney Plus. They even have the musical Hamilton on Disney Plus, and that is a great show. It's fantastic. Check it out. And they even have all the episodes of The Simpsons, including up to the current, I believe. They have the Avengers, they have Star Wars, The Mandalorian, they have nostalgic movies from like way back, like from the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Robin Hood, Pinocchio. They have a ton, even from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, possibly. You know, they have a ton of stuff. There's even a part where you can add stuff to your watch list. And I have a ton of stuff. They have a bunch of throwback shows like Phil of the Future, Lizzie McGuire, That's So Raven, Recess. They have a ton of options. They even have this series called Crash and Bernstein, deals with live action actors and a puppet, check it out, it's hilarious. Okay, now I'm going to review HBO Max. They have a bunch of Cartoon Network shows like The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. They have Ed, Edd and Eddy. They have the Scooby-Doo Show. They have Rick and Morty. They have a ton of shows. You can actually add them to your list. And they have HBO Originals, and they have a ton. Now, more on the phone. The phone is great. The camera is awesome. The screen is clearer. It's 5G, so stuff downloads like that, and it's awesome. You can do so much with this app. With this phone. And I have this app on here called Storage Space, and there it is. And on the bottom here it says Files, and you click on the files, delete. And this phone comes with 128 gigabytes, which is awesome. It's double from the 64 gigabytes that I had with the G7. So, there you go. I have a lot of other apps on here. I have Target. I have Little Caesars. I have this one app called Likee. It's spelled Likee. It's basically like TikTok, but it's a fun little app to have and enjoy. I also have like Netflix on here, Peacock, which is the NBC streaming app, Roku, which has a bunch of shows on here. They have Crackle, which has a bunch of shows. FilmRise has a bunch of shows. Hulu, of course, everybody knows about Hulu, and they have a bunch of shows. It depends on the plan you choose and pay for. I can also go to Google. I can check my email. I can go to eBay. I can do a lot with this phone. A lot more with this phone than I could with my old phone. So, basically, that's pretty much it with the LG V60 ThinQ, my review, and just so you know, I really enjoy this phone, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's been a bit long, but I wanted to get as much information out there about this phone out there, so other people can get this phone. So, anyways, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you are new, subscribe and leave a comment down below of what you think, or if you have a question. I read all my comments, so I will see you guys later. Bye. Oh, I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. Well, however you celebrated it, if you celebrate Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, any type of way you celebrated, even if you celebrate Christmas traditionally, I hope you all had a very fun, safe, wonderful holiday and New Year's, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.